It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Real Chat Podcast,
where we talk business, lifestyle, and mindset.
For the modern entrepreneur.
I'm Baxter Colburn.
I'm Allison Elise.
I'm Mandi Wilkie. Let's chat.
Welcome back to another episode of the Real Chat Podcast. I'm Baxter Colburn. That's Mandi Wilkie and Allison Elise. Ladies, today, it's not golf season yet, but isn't it always golf season? Depending
it's
on
it's going to be 50 degrees today.
50 degrees today. Oh, that's right. So it could be golf season.
And there's no snow on the ground.
There we go. So today, I'm very excited. This is a guest that I've wanted for a while. Mandi, I know you've been trying for a long time too. He's a busy man. He's a hard man to nail down to get an interview. But we have one of the founders of Old Fashioned Golf with us today, Kyle Herzog, on the podcast. Kyle, welcome to the podcast, sir. We're excited to have you here.
Thank you guys for having me. I know I've worked with at least two of you since way back when this started, so excited to talk about the whole journey and the chaos.
That is very true.
When was that, by the way? When did you start?
July 2020, to give you our quick origin story.
Yeah,
me
please.
And the two co-founders, Joe and Scott, we were golfing at Thornberry Creek in right when the pandemic had started, I guess. I'm not sure why we were there, but anyway, July 2020, someone walked in with a Wisconsin golf hat, and we kind of started to talk about, there's all this fun golf gear out there. Why isn't there stuff that's super Wisconsin themed? Just like cheese and beer and the state capitol and just bold patterns. Why doesn't this exist?
Other than Packers.
Yes,
right.
Of course, lots of Packers and Badger stuff. But we started to research, and 5 years later, we're still doing it. So it's been good.
So cool.
Golf was my COVID game. That's how I got out and was able to social distance. But because of being a football and soccer guy, I'm like, I have to go do something. So that's when I fell in love with golf. I always tell people is COVID.
It had a big explosion then, and it seems like it hasn't really slowed down as well. The data that I've seen.
I think a lot of women learned to golf in COVID.
I was going to say, I think women picked up the game.
People were just so desperate to get out and do something that I think, all right, sure, I'll try. Oh, this is not too bad. I can wear a cute outfit while I do it. Sure.
Right.
Can I drink?
Yeah.
Most importantly, right? Like that's
get some exercise, get some sun.
Exactly.
Who cares about the golf game?
Correct.
Or just do it.
Yeah, just have fun.
So I'm always fascinated about how, I know you said it was you and your buddies together, but talk a little bit about the origin story of how did the three of you come together? Because businesses like this, I feel like you have to have that shared interest and passion, but how did you and the other two gentlemen get together to ultimately then lead you to that golf game?
Yeah. Me, Scott, and Joe have been friends since, third grade, fourth grade.
Oh, wow.
Something
cool.
like, we've been friends forever and have been golfing forever. We never had discussed starting a business together. We just were all there when we had the idea, and we all started to chip away at it and try to do different parts of, you go try to find a manufacturer, you look at what the competitors are doing, and it just, again, I think a lot of it was COVID, and we were all so desperate to have something to keep us connected.
And excited, right?
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, or else it was hard to get out of bed in the morning those times. So it was that of, hey, I have a reason to talk to my best friends. We're doing this fun, exciting thing and moving it forward, and that's what kept us engaged. We kind of thought we would do like one batch of polos. Our moms and dads would buy it, and we'd be done. That's not how it went, obviously, and things got a little bit crazy. So that kept us engaged too when it just kept growing and growing and growing.
So the intention was never for this to become a full-blown business.
I don't think so. I mean, I think we look back on it now with kind of questioning of what even was our long-term vision. I don't think our long-term vision was ever this, that, again, we talked about it before we started recording, but that we're in golf courses all over the state, and we're going to a bookstore show next week in Chicago where we might get in bookstores all over the country.
Wow.
And it's
just amazing.
It's all been a surprise and a blessing, I guess.
And you all have other full-time jobs, and you all have families. You all this was a bit of a fun project that's now turned into another job.
Exactly. Yeah. We've got, I work in engineering. Joe works in real estate. Scott works in beer, I say, to oversimplify his job. But and then 7 young kids between the three of us. So That's the hardest part for sure. I do a lot of it after I put my kids to bed.
Yep.
So it's work all day, hang out with kids, do old-fashioned golf stuff from 8 to 10. And I love doing it. So it's easy at times, but also, holy cow, that's a long day. So
absolutely, it is.
Right.
I think one great part about this too, from a clothing brand perspective, you talk about longevity, is that there's not really a ceiling. Right? Like, so you could make this as big as you want to, or it could be a great casual, fun thing that you could be walking down the street and be like, oh, look at that. That's one of our shirts, right? Like,
totally agree.
It just kind of depends on what your potential ceiling or your goal is with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've seen there's almost like 2 levels to the ceiling. We started it in Wisconsin, kind of for Wisconsin. And even that, we thought we were just going to sell on our website, but now 75% of our business is custom.
Oh, wow.
We do so much.
You do a ton of that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, high schools, colleges, businesses, a lot of events want a custom thing. And there's other options out there for custom gear, but it's hard. You go on a website, and you email some mysterious inbox, you don't know who you're talking to. Whereas with us, I mean, you've done it, Baxter. Like it's me and you texting pictures back and forth on my phone, and you're talking to a real person. So locally, the ceiling has expanded for Wisconsin. And like I said, now with this bookstore show and starting to work with other states, there's not just Wisconsin. And Michigan people love to wear Michigan-themed stuff too, and Florida and California. So now
you're going to have to start making Bears gear.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You're going to Chicago, so now you're going to have to start making
that's the ceiling. That's where we stop.
That's where we stop. That's where we draw the line.
My daughter likes purple, and she's always joking about me making her purple Vikings gear. And I tell her, you're going to have to sleep on the street.
Correct,
So it's not happening.
You're getting a purple shirt. I know you do. I've seen it.
Yeah. It's hard, but I could
also,
do it
if the Vikings called and said, hey, Kyle, you'd be like, sure, I'll take your money.
I don't know. It would have to be a really large amount of money. So we'll see.
I love it.
I will say this too. I have your website in front of us too as we're looking, right? Like, and I've been very fortunate enough to be the one that has taken a lot of the photos that you use on your website. That is still, that first shoot we ever did together is still one of my favorite shoots I've ever done the last couple of years. And I see the models all the time, Pat and Sean, who are on here, Derek too, and they rave about the stuff. They wear them on their golf trips around the country, and they're like, oh my gosh, people are always asking, what is this shirt wear? And they're constantly like, oh, it's old-fashioned golf. Go look at it. So you've really, I feel like, created this this network of people that love talking about what it is that you do, right? These guys aren't getting any kickbacks from that, but they're like, oh my gosh, I love this polo. Anytime I wear my stuff out in public, I'm always telling people too, because it's eye-catching, and people are like, where did you get that? Or some people
it's
have
comfortable.
Correct.
Super wearable. Like, we had this conversation back, and by the way, I'm not bitter at all about never being a model.
There's still time.
There's still time. Summer's coming up. Summer's coming up, Kyle.
You know, I try to look cute from time to time. No, but in a serious note, like, you sent me stuff way back when you were introducing the women's line. And it was so cute. He sent me, I think, a small and an extra small. And I was like, dude, if you think I can swing a golf club in
trying to learn about women's sizing. It's new to me.
I was like, this is a way to a woman's heart. Send her a small.
Totally.
It was a compliment.
But you asked me, you said, would you wear this to, because I'm a big golfer, right? You said, would you wear this to play golf? How does it feel to swing in? Can you move in it? And I had some feedback for you. I'm like, first of all, this size isn't going to fit anybody because, the way it was.
It's like a doll.
Yeah, the way it was. And you have to be able to swing. You have to be able to move. I'm a person that licks the ball and wipes my ball. I know it's bad, but I wipe it. I have to have some room to move.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And Baxter knows this. I have the biggest swing ever. If I cannot get my arms where I need to, I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah.
But I think, it's interesting that you take into, because their style is one piece of every article in the world of clothing, but it has to be comfortable, it has to be wearable, it has to be breathable.
Yes.
Like, if you feel like you're gonna stink or be gross, like, you're never gonna wear it again. So I love that you've really not just gone with, well, it's cool because it's got a slice of cheese on it, but
I mean, that is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Went the extra mile.
Yeah, you went the extra mile and you did some research. You asked the questions.
And that's how, once we started, we thought, oh, we'll make polos. You go online and you say, hey, I want polo, and they send you one and you're done. It took us 11 months from the first time we got a sample until we had something we were willing to sell to people, for exactly that reason of, hey, we want the material to be different. Put this UV protection in it, change the arm sizing, do this. The complexity of that was crazy. And the two pieces of feedback that you guys just gave are what we hear so often. The people stop me on the street and ask me what this is. I hear it constantly. We don't do a lot of marketing, but yet so many people seem to know us. And I think it's a lot of that you wear it out.
Correct.
And you've got, old-fashioned ingredients all over your shirt. And someone at the bar says, what is that?
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or you go from the golf course and then you can go right to dinner.
Exactly, right? Go from the golf course to
like
church.
casual,
right, or
you're not
right?
just going,
Exactly. And then the comfort factor we hear a lot too.
Oh, it's my favorite shirt to wear.
Yeah.
Without mentioning my real job and bringing that into them, I have made some apparel for my real job, I'll say. And I was there yesterday in Madison, and one of our executives, I walked by, and she was wearing one of our quarter zips that I had made her like 3 years ago. And I said, what are you doing? She said, everyone makes fun of me because I wear this constantly because it's so comfortable, and I just love the way it fits and feels. Like,
and it's washable.
There's the best endorsement you can get.
But
100%.
I think you hit it on the head, like the perfect thing for you. And listen, people pay me to help market and advertise, right? So I don't want to go away from paid marketing. But the best thing that you can have in your business is have people be walking billboards for your company.
Word of mouth.
I mean, it's what every small business owner desires is, hey, introduce me to somebody. Hey, give me that 5-star review. Hey, tell somebody that doesn't know about me. Yeah. So I love that for you.
I think it's... Sorry, Ali.
No, you can go ahead because you're piggybacking off that. I was going to change it.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, where every state, I think, has a little bit of pride in their own state. It seems like Wisconsin has that on steroids, where, man, Wisconsin people love Wisconsin. And we love to help people from Wisconsin. And we've just seen so many people that have helped us for, I don't know why they're helping us. Like, why are you being so nice to us?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, everything in Wisconsin is like that.
Every man, when he goes on vacation, has to wear a Wisconsin-themed shirt at the airport just so that they know that they're coming from Wisconsin.
Yeah. When we started this, I would look around when I would go to Costco and see what are people wearing. And to your joke, exactly 60% of the guys at Costco on a Sunday morning are wearing Packers, Badgers,
and it's not even football season.
Right, and it's June.
Summer.
It's like, what are we doing? So people just want to show it off so bad.
I love it.
So cool.
What were we going to ask?
My question is, this has been like, ever since I just looked more in depth at the website and stuff, is how do you come up with the designs?
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest question because they're so unique, so different, so cool.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think back to what I was just...
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouthwatering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Saying really, we get so many design ideas from people. When it started, we had the first couple, we launched with 3 designs. I look back at them and I kind of laugh. They were so simplistic. But once we had started, the first big one was just the shape of the state over and over on a shirt. That was it.
That was like the green and gold.
Exactly. Polka State, we called it. So fun name. But that was our most creative thing. Then ideas just started pouring in. Still, almost every time I see one of my friends, they say, hey, what if you did one with a cartoon badger on it? What if you did one with whatever, this
the beer
famous
mug
monument.
and the slice of cheese.
I mean, some of them just stick.
Yes, everybody has ideas. We do a ton of sample designs, and then we'll send out surveys to people, get their feedback, and we just kind of have this flywheel of, we've got 50 ideas, now we got 10, we're going to launch these 5. Now we start next year. And it just,
How do I get on that list?
Yeah.
I'll get you on there.
Yeah, I would love that.
And I'm going to give a plug for another local business because that's what we do.
Absolutely.
But I think some of the favorite stuff, because I've seen a lot of your stuff, right? I've seen a lot of, you've done stuff for me, for my stroll company. You know, I wore some stuff for you. But I think one of my favorites is the stuff that you did for Cocoon Brewery.
I was going to bring that up.
You did some really, they have such a cool vibe and a cool color scheme.
That's kind of hard to mess up, right, with that one. That was really cool.
You did some really fun stuff for them.
They've been great to work with. Yeah, Brett, I talk to him all the time. The owners, they've been great. And we actually, I have a call scheduled with him about a potential bigger fun collab going on with them of my dream is we get a kind of whole line of golf stuff and maybe even one of our patterns on a beer can. Wink, wink, Cocoon. But we'll see.
Cocoon, if you're listening.
Yeah.
We're teasing that idea right now, so we'll get there.
That's so cool.
But great feedback from them. I literally live 2 miles from it, so it couldn't be any better.
Yes, 100%.
You live in a neighborhood I might have heard of.
What was the name of that again?
Yeah, there's
wow.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not familiar.
No.
Yeah, no. I mean, to take a drink every time that's
take a drink. If you say Ledgeview, take a drink. No, but I think that's where we originally connected because I wrote a story about you starting a business in COVID.
Yep.
Perfect example of just you helped us for no reason. Like,
you had,
I mean,
there's a reason.
Of course, but you know what I mean? Like, when it started, so many people have been like that of, hey, we want to write a story about you. I want to tell my friend about you. I know this business. People are just helping to help. And sure, sometimes is there long-term motives, wink, wink. Yes, of course. But they're still willing to help and get it started. And we wouldn't be here if that hadn't happened.
Right. I mean, part of my role is to make sure I have good content, right? So there was an ulterior motive, but I think it's great when I get to know the residents on a whole different level. And if I can support them, why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
But leading to that, I think on a side note, we should have like a 5-year update. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
holy
true.
smokes.
So maybe this summer we need to do like an update on where you've come.
100%. I remember you telling me about Kyle too.
There you go.
I want to be the model for that.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, I think that article's supposed to be about you, not me, but...
But if you guys are on the cover together, maybe that would look really nice.
Oh, yeah, I don't do the covers. The covers
Baxter, you can get in there, too.
Covers are strictly for the residents. But if we had to write the article while we were playing golf so I could get the facts...
There we go.
Right, that'd be fine. I'd be fine
now
with
we're
that.
talking. Later in the season,
we haven't played
so
yet together. We need to. We
true.
definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
So...
Very cool.
I guess that's a really good question to ask, though. Like, you look back, because I remember... when Mandi told me about you guys, and it was one of the first conversations you and I ever had, I feel like. And you're like, I've got this guy or these guys that are starting this golf brand, and like, I'll keep you posted, and maybe there's something we could,
They might do something with it.
I remember hearing this loosely for a long time, right? And then she was kind enough to connect us together. Yep. But if you look back at 2020 to where you are now, right? That's 5 years, as Mandi mentioned. What are your immediate reactions when you look at what you had to where you're at now?
I mean, every day when I go pack orders and look at my inbox, I'm still like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I'm still like, how did this happen? We've had polos on Charles Woodson and polos on Baker Mayfield.
I'm going to see him play golf this weekend, just on a side note. Yeah.
And just like it's just bananas. So, again, I think we got,
so cool.
I always, sometimes people ask her, is it luck or hard work that got you here? Sure, there was a lot of hard work. But a lot of it is just Wisconsin and the community we live in, and
very loyal,
nice, and the people were so helpful. Of course, like you said, I think the product is great and the designs are great, but we've definitely rode the tailwinds of Wisconsin and Midwest nice.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about that before we jumped on, how there's so many people in this community that want to champion.
Yes.
I was trying to say the word before. Championing for other businesses in a world where sometimes business can be pretty cutthroat and sometimes people can be pretty awful. I feel like Green Bay, Wisconsin has it dialed in.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you stand on that as far as like those that do exactly what you do, right? I can think of other companies locally and just in the state as a whole that do something similar to you, but I also feel like I see so much imitation of you guys now, right? Like, because I'm at the point where I'll be at a golf event or whatever, and I'll be like, is that? I'm like, oh, no, that's not an old-fashioned golf, but it looked like it from a distance because you guys have created such a unique look that now other people are like, okay, how can we get our own version of that now?
It?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think there's... I think that stuff only helps us. I mean, I always think that there's not like a limited market size on what we're doing. So many of our customers, I still think they weren't out looking for a golf polo. They didn't search Wisconsin golf polo and happen to stumble upon us, I think almost all of what we get is, to our previous example, you're at a bar and I see my buddy Jimmy wearing a old-fashioned golf polo and I go, what the hell is that? And I get their website and I go buy it. So I think a lot of our stuff is so unique, people go seek it out. So from a competition perspective, if this makes sense, I don't know if there is any. Because we're not, again, we don't have a ton of social media marketing. We're not trying to go grab that.
They're definitely not doing any paid advertising with Stroll.
Definitely not, no.
Just kidding.
Or with anybody, though. It's
true. But you are really a one of one, though, right? Like you said, there are others out there, and I even as a photographer, I've worked with others too. I'm like, yeah, you guys are similar but different to what you guys do, right? And it's fascinating to kind of see the goals and the motivations behind it for everybody. And like we talked about earlier, that ceiling of like, what are you trying to go after? What is your ultimate end game, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna wrap with one more question for you to.
Yeah, what I think is there's little things about us that make us just enough different too. When you look at other competitors, I talked before about the custom experience. We get feedback constantly that it's just so easy to work with us. So there's not 50 forms and a sales department and a graphic design department and a shipping department. There's just
it's Kyle at 8 p.m.
It's Kyle and Kyle.
Three guys doing this when we can, and that's. I think that's part of it. And then in each of our products, we try to put little things that differentiate us. Like this may sound minor, but it's been huge. Under our polos, there's what we call a collar phrase.
Yes, I love those.
On the bottom of the collar, you can write whatever phrase you want. And it's tiny and it's simple to do, but it is I get so many messages and emails. People find it, or for their business. We get a lot of high school teams, they have an inside joke. They all have this joke of hit the bomb or whatever. And they put that under the collar. And now this is so personal. I'm so connected to it. We haven't seen any other companies doing that.
Yeah, I love that.
It's the tiny little details that help differentiate us too, I'd say.
Because that lives on forever. Because then that high school senior keeps that shirt.
Exactly.
Through his whole life.
Correct.
In the bottom of his drawer forever, hands it down to his son, or, it becomes like an heirloom at that point.
Exactly. They want to wear it because they feel connected to it because of that inside joke, and I'm connected. So it's
That's so cool. The personability of the brand is,
it
takes you one step further.
Exactly.
That's, can't be duplicated.
Correct.
Well, we know you're super busy with your real job through this morning, but I do have one question.
But true.
Yeah, I do have one question because your story of starting your business is very similar to the way the three of us started the podcast. We're sitting at a coffee shop one day. We're like, I bet other people have these same questions. We should talk about them. And then we just pulled the trigger. You guys were playing golf, probably having a beer, said we should create shirts. Our thumbs up is going, we should create shirts. What made you guys decide to actually do it? So many people talk about so many things and doing so many things. So because this show is for people that are in the entrepreneur world or trying to get into it or deciding if they should, what would be your advice or to get them to take it to the next step from the idea to implement?
This might be specific to our business, but it doesn't. There's so many resources out there, and either on the internet, of course, I'll just plug a little bit. Alibaba, if you're trying to manufacture anything, is ridiculous. It's so, in 10 minutes, you have 50 different suppliers that'll work with you, and it costs you $0. It's so easy. The other part I would say is, I was always scared of how much money is this going to cost me to start. There's going to be so much money to put into this. If you're willing to kind of take your time and work with your network and ask people, it doesn't. I put $1,000 into this company so far.
Oh, wow.
That's it. Because we took our time, we did real small sample run, we got feedback from family, we took pre-orders from family and friends, that funded our first order. I think if so many people are scared of, this is going to cost me so much money and it's going to be so difficult logistically, maybe if you're starting an app, maybe. But so many things, there's these resources out there, use your local network, it can happen without a astronomical amount of financial startup, I would say.
That's awesome.
Well, and I think you kind of touched on it, using your network. People want to support each other. So
my gosh,
when you're in stores all across the nation, don't forget that I wrote a story about you when you weren't really a business. Baxter took your first photos for your website.
I haven't worked yet, but
Allie,
one day.
Allie will model with Mandy this summer.
Pretend to golf.
We're still in the takeoff phase.
Yeah, very much so.
I love it.
Very cool.
Well, anything else you guys want to close with?
No, I'm a huge fan of what you do, and it's just been such a fun journey as someone that's seen the behind the scenes, but also just watching how you guys continue to keep doing things right. I think you've established yourself as such a great, unique business, not only in Wisconsin, but in the country too, in the golf space. So excited to see what TGL team you sponsor next year and get a part of all that. It'd be a lot of fun to see what you could do with those guys too.
Yep. And again, thank you to you two both. We lightly joked about it, but really people like you who, when we were nothing and had no product, were willing to help us and give us a chance.
Absolutely.
Again, we wouldn't be here. If those pictures weren't on the website, that first article hadn't been written, we wouldn't be here.
Oh, so thank you. Love that.
Very
Love
grateful.
That.
Super cool.
Well, thanks, Kyle. Real quick to end, where can people find you? Where can they order? How can they go about the custom process?
Yep. Easiest way is just oldfashionedgolf.com. Old fashioned with an ED. We get a lot of, isn't it, old fashioned golf? Old fashioned golf. That's the easiest one. There's a link there to contact us for custom products. And then if you're in the Green Bay area, we're in shops all over the place, golf courses all over the place, Shields and Appleton.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I love that.
A ton. So, but easiest way, website. Start there, I'd say.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thanks for being on.
Thanks so much,
Appreciate
Kyle.
you, Kyle. Thank you so much for your time today.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.